Hello and welcome. You're watching UTV Live at 6.
Good evening. These are the headlines.
A 30-year-old arrested by police investigating the murder of this man in Downpatrick is also being questioned about the attempted murder of a priest nearby.
He is a man who has had some serious injuries, there's no doubt about it. But he was stable last night, and I think I hear the doctor saying today that he's comfortable. So that's very encouraging.
The PSNI investigates so-called vigilante videos circulating online targeting people from ethnic minorities.
And an Antrim GAA player is to stand trial, accused of causing serious injury to a pedestrian in a hit and run.
Also tonight, back in the big time, Bangor makes a winning start to their first Irish Premiership campaign in 16 years.
And we have some warm and sunny weather on the way tomorrow. I'll have all of the details later in the programme.
A 30-year-old man arrested by police investigating the murder of a man in Downpatrick is tonight also being questioned about the attempted murder of a priest nearby. Both incidents happened early yesterday morning.
Well, our crime and security correspondent Sharon O'Neill is live in Downpatrick for us this evening. Sharon, what more do you know at this stage?
Well, this town is still in shock at the scale of violence here just over 24 hours ago. This church was the scene of a vicious attack in which a priest was badly injured, Father John Murray. Tonight it was confirmed that attack is now being treated as attempted murder. And there was the murder of a father of two a short distance away, Stephen Brannigan, both believed to be linked. How is still not clear. Our reporter Sarah McCarran spent the day in a community still processing exactly what has happened.
Marion Park this Monday morning. Forensics at the scene of a murder after a father of two and grandfather was killed here in what's described as a tight-knit estate. A mile away, there should have been 9:30 morning mass, but there wasn't. St Patrick's Church is also a crime scene. Canon John Murray was attacked before celebrating his last Sunday mass as parish priest. He was subjected to a serious assault in the sacristy while a huge congregation was gathered, and he was rushed to hospital with serious head injuries. It's understood he had been asked to hear a man's confession.
A priest happily arrived into the scene very early on in the situation, prayed the sacrament of the sick with him, which we do for anybody who's ill in any kind of a serious way. I was with Father Murray and his family last night. Thank God I was able to get in and to pray with him. He is a man who has had some serious injuries, there's no doubt about it. But he was stable last night, and I think I hear the doctor saying today that he's comfortable. So that's very encouraging.
Police say they suspect this brutal attack on the popular clergyman is linked to their murder probe. And this series of events has left multiple families devastated and the whole of the county downtown reeling in shock.
But violence is endemic, I'm afraid. I wish it wasn't. But there you go.
It's absolutely tragic. He's a fabulous priest, Father Murray, so, we're heartbroken.
Terrible times we live in, nobody knows what's going on,
I think it's tragic, it really is. It's horrible.
The families were absolutely just in devastation. I spoke with the daughter of the deceased, and I was offered my condolences and reaching out to support the residents in the community. There was an absolute sense of shock, yes, fear also.
The common sense approach to all of this is to give the police and the authorities the space and the time to be able to do their investigations and to not speculate. There's a family that is grieving here, there's a wider community that is left devastated, and speculation just serves no purpose whatsoever, and indeed it will hinder any investigation at all, so I just ask people not to.
While police investigate, those who are inclined have focused their efforts on prayer. Hundreds gathered for a community-led service in another parish church, St Bridget's. Tomorrow, more of the same is planned, with Mass led by the Bishop of Down and Corner organised for St Columb Kills in the morning. A town in shock gathering once again. Sarah McCarran, UTV Live, Downpatrick.
So to recap for you, that 30-year-old being questioned on suspicion of murder of Mr Brannigan is also being questioned over the attempted murder of Father Murray. Now, a short time ago, police issued a statement. Superintendent Norman Hazlitt described both attacks as appalling acts and said many people, the community, will struggle to come to terms with what has happened. But he wants to reassure people here that there is no further risk to the public, but they will see further increased patrolling on the streets of Downpatrick in the coming days.
Sharon O'Neill, thank you very much. Videos circulating online showing the harassment of people in Belfast because of the colour of their skin have been described by the Commissioner-designate for Victims of Crime as chilling and deeply troubling. The police are now investigating the videos, which show a group of so-called vigilantes patrolling streets in East Belfast.
Well, our correspondent Vicky Hawthorne has been following the story for us. So Vicky, what more can you tell us about these videos?
Well, Paul, as we say, these videos have been circulating online. We've made the decision not to show them, but they do show groups, gangs of people patrolling some streets in East Belfast. They do challenge people on the streets, people they believe to be illegal immigrants, people they believe to be from ethnic minorities, and they ask them to produce identification. They tell them to stay away from parks and public spaces, to stay away from children. The police say they are investigating any videos like this which are reported to them. And specifically, the police say they are investigating the reports of an assault on a man in the centre of Belfast last month, which is linked to a video like this. We've also had some Belfast City councillors raise concerns and ask questions about these videos. And today we've had a response now from a group representing migrant workers here who say the activities of these so-called gangs, if you like, vigilantes, have been going on now for a number of weeks.
We've been facing very similar kind of roaming violence, vigilante and paramilitary style violence for just shy of 2 months now. So it was shocking to hear this happening in other places and disheartening to hear that, but obviously we knew it was happening. So we're hearing about sort of gangs of folks going around in neighbourhoods at night, asking people if they would be perhaps more comfortable living in another neighbourhood, staring through folks' windows, throwing things through windows, ranging from random detritus through potentially viable devices.
So Vicky, has there been any other reaction to this?
Yes, we've also had a statement from the Commissioner-designate for Victims of Crime, Geraldine Hanna. She says she's sickened and deeply troubled by what she's seen in these videos. She says these gangs operating like this is like something from an Orwellian nightmare, and she says these videos show potentially racially motivated crimes, and she's making the appeal for anybody who's any information about this to go to the police, and that's something that's been repeated by the Communities Minister, Gordon Lyons.
I think it's very clear that law and order should be the responsibility of the police and those forces that have been given the responsibility for that. People should never be taking things into their own hands ever.
And Paul should also just repeat, the police say they will robustly review and investigate any videos like this, and again calling for anybody to contact them with any information.
OK, Vicky Hawthorne, there we'll leave it. Thank you very much indeed.
An Antrim GAA player is to stand trial accused of causing serious injury to a pedestrian in a hit and run.
It happened last year on the Glen Ravel Road in Martinstown. Rory O'Regan reports.
Appearing in the dock today at Ballymena Magistrates Court was Antrim player Cavan Keenan. The 26-year-old from Millfield in Ballymena confirmed he was aware of the two charges against him, both allegedly committed on the 26th of October last year. Keenan is accused of causing grievous bodily injury by driving carelessly on the Glen Ravel Road in Martinstown and with aggravated vehicle theft causing serious injury. The charges come after claims a Peugeot partner van, allegedly stolen, struck a woman at just before 9 p.m. on the Saturday evening. At the time, it was reported that the victim, believed to be in her 30s, sustained potentially life-changing injuries as a result of the hit and run. The vehicle was recovered later that night with damages to its front. Keenan, who plays for his county side as well as Antrim League team All Saints in Ballymena, didn't comment on the charges. The judge released Keenan on bail and set a date for the case to return to Antrim Crown Court in September. Meanwhile, his father, 55-year-old Joseph Jude John Keenan, also from Millfield in Ballymena, was charged with attempting to obstruct a constable in the execution of his duty. His case was also adjourned until September. Rory O'Regan, UTV Live.
One of Northern Ireland's most prominent doctors has said that the health system here is in a death spiral.
Dr. Tom Black, who's based in Londonderry, is also warning that GP work is now close to being impossible to sustain because of underfunding. He's been speaking to our Northwest correspondent, Gareth Wilkinson.
His surgery is in the heart of Derry's Bogside. He's been a GP through the worst of the troubles and was one of the first medics on the front line during the coronavirus pandemic. But Dr. Tom Black says this is the most difficult period of his career.
I'm facing patients and I don't know what to do with them. I can't get them into hospital, I can't get them the tests they need, I can't get them seen at outpatients. If I called an ambulance, they wouldn't go into hospital. They'd rather stay at home and take their chances than go into ED and sit there for 3 or 4 days. That's the situation we're in now. People know what the service or disservice is like.
Dr. Black's practice cares for nearly 7,000 patients in an area of high social deprivation. People, he says, who suffer the most from a health service in crisis.
We're going to see this in the next year or two with increased illness, increased suffering. We're seeing it already with those two aspects in deprived populations. We're going to see an increase in mortality and in deaths. People aren't going to live as long. We are in a death spiral. We cannot get this sorted.
The Department of Health says it recognises the primary care system is under considerable sustained pressure. In a statement, it said £9.5 million in additional funding for GPs in Northern Ireland to run their practices is the best possible offer it could make for 2025 and 2026. But it's been rejected by the British Medical Association for being too little. Dr. Black was a long-time chair of the trade union. He's challenging local politicians to find more money.
If you don't increase the funding, you, the politicians, are serving no function. You're not an asset to us as a public. You need to just vacate the seats. And that's been very stern about this, but seriously, the NHS is in a death spiral. It's getting worse and patients are suffering and the people are suffering most of the vulnerable.
Dr. Black runs a practice that's been open for over a century, but like so many surgeries across Northern Ireland, its future can't be guaranteed. Gareth Wilkinson, UTV Live, Derry.
A motorcyclist has died following a road crash in North Antrim. William Hewitt from the Belfast area was riding a motorbike on the Lougharima Road outside Cushendall on Sunday when he was involved in a collision. The ambulance service and the fire and rescue service attended the scene. However, the 25-year-old died from his injuries.
2 men have been arrested by detectives investigating the attempted murder of Detective Chief Inspector John Caldwell in County Tyrone. He was seriously injured after being shot several times at a leisure centre in Omagh in February 2023. The police said that a 45-year-old was arrested in the Stewartstown area and a 25-year-old man was arrested in West Belfast. They were detained under the Terrorism Act. A property in West Belfast was also searched and the vehicle has been seized.
An inquest into the death of a young hiker who went missing in the Giant's Causeway area will be held in September. Lester McLennan from England was on a family holiday in Northern Ireland when he disappeared last November. The 21-year-old's remains were recovered nearly 3 months later. Today, a hearing at the coroner's court was told that nearly all material needed for an inquest, including witness statements, medical notes and photographs, has been gathered.
A Belfast man accused of preventing a dead body from being buried has been ordered to stand trial. Brendan Garvin of Henrietta Street appeared at Belfast Magistrates Court earlier today. He has been charged with allegedly stopping the burial of the corpse for more than 2 weeks last year. He has been released on bail. His case will go before Belfast Crown Court at a later date.
Well, it's time now to look at the headlines making tonight's ITV news at 6:30.
Yes, with all the details, here's Mary Nightingale.
Coming up on the evening news, Nicola Sturgeon on the day she was arrested and how she should have paused her controversial gender legislation. In an exclusive interview with ITV News, the former First Minister also tells us how she still misses Alex Salmond, her political mentor turned enemy. Drivers over 70 who fail eye tests could be banned from the roads. The big shake-up of road safety rules. And another heat wave and fresh health alerts as temperatures get set to surge again. Well, join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Now, North Down MP Alex Easton has arrived back in Northern Ireland after swapping his formal suit and tie for outdoor mountain attire to scale Africa's highest peak.
He's just completed a 6-day climb up Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania and raised more than £30,000 for food bank and mental health charities. Barbara McCann reports.
He's at the top of his political career, but Alex Easton has had his sights set on climbing Mount Kilimanjaro since he was a child. With 3 friends by his side, he made it, but it wasn't easy.
It took us 6 days to climb. The big problem was the altitude, and one of us didn't make it to the top. One of us did get the altitude sickness, and we all have our own wee bits and pieces of injuries. I got frostbite on the top of my hands there, so because it was -10 at the top. It was hugely challenging, just trying to get a breath at times, especially on the last day. And then we had to climb the Branco wall the day before, which is quite a few narrow ledges and big drops. So yeah, it was a big challenge.
The North Down MP's goal was not only to get to the summit of the famed dormant volcano in Tanzania, but to raise money also for 2 charities close to his heart.
I wanted it to mean more than just me getting to the top with my 3 friends, Simon, Stuart and Brian. So I decided to do it for 2 charities. So that's the Bangor Food Bank and UHub, which is a mental health charity, which is a big important thing for me.
He has talked openly about the mental anguish of tragically losing both his parents in a house fire in January 2023. Taking on the arduous climb has helped him deal with his grief.
Well, I've never hidden away the grief I had about the loss of my parents and the way it happened. So yeah, it was very difficult, and that's why I chose a mental health charity, because my mental health was very badly affected for quite a while. So it was important for me, and yeah, they were both in the back of my mind.
Alex is back home now with his friends, but they have asked him not to take any more mountainous challenges for at least a few years. Barbara McCann, UTV Live, Belfast.
Time now for a look at the weekend sport.
Here's Ruth Gorman.
The game is heating up. John Mulholland Motors, sponsors of UTV Sport.
Good evening. The Irish League season is back. There were wins for champions Linfield, Coleraine, Glentoran, Ballymena and Carrick Rangers over the first weekend. And after a 16-year wait, Bangor have made a winning return to the top flight. Lee Feeney's side hosted Cliftonville at Clandyboy Park yesterday. They ran out 3-1 winners, much to the delight of a sellout crowd who came from far and wide.
Seasiders! Seasiders! Seasiders!
Back in the big time, over 1,800 Seasiders flocked to Clandyboy Park to watch Bangor's first game in the top flight since 2009. The old and the young came out.
I'm 63 years of age. I've followed them since I was about 17 or 18. From the Ballymena League, used to have 30 or 40 or 50 supporters in there. Now we've got, today it's a sellout.
I don't even think I was live when they were last in the league.
The locals were there.
Really good to be back, well deserved to be back, and hopefully get off to a winning start today.
Play against better opposition every week, and we can improve and get new players in.
Long time coming, really need it. It's fantastic.
The credit to the team and the boys, fought their way back up. Just reward today. Good luck, Bangor.
Can you stay up this season?
I will stay up, all right, no problem about it. Brilliant. Ben Arthur's up front.
And the not-so-locals also made the journey.
Yes, I'm from Germany.
You're from Germany?
Yeah.
What brings you here, sir?
Football. My friend and me, we went to Ireland and Northern Ireland to watch some games. and we are very interested in Bangor City. And I read about that you have got promoted last season, and so we want to be part of the experience, the first game after 2009.
Very special ground here, so we are very excited being here and watching this match tonight. So very happy to be able to attend.
Yeah.
So you're adopted Bangor fans?
Yeah, you could say so, and we hope you win today against Clifton.
And so to the first Premiership kick-off here in 16 years. And it was the home side who went ahead just before half-time. Stephen McGuinness, who joined from Cliftonville over the summer, with the assist for Kyle Owens. Clandyboy Park erupted. But just after the break it was all level, as Ryan Curran hit back for the Reds. The next goal was going to be an important one, so it was fitting that Ben Arthurs, who's been at the club during many of the dark days, was the man to get it. Bangor's prolific striker has now scored in 11 different competitions for the club. Michael Morgan's header made sure the 3 points went Bangor's way, as the fans and staff celebrated a special day for the Seasiders.
Work ethic, we get that every week. But I mean, I thought in both boxes and both areas we were really, really good. We know we're going to lose games. We know it's going to be hard, but all we have to do is compete, and fans will want to come back if you can do that. I feel good, but I'm just like, we have to think about the next game now already, Glentoran on Saturday, and my mind's on that straight away, believe it or not.
I think we performed well, and we knew what Cliftonville were going to give us, but I think it's going to be like that every week for us anyway, so we'll just need to dig in deep, and I think we've done that today to perfection.
To get the first goal back in the Premier League after all these years, how'd that feel?
Oh, it was good, obviously. I haven't played now in the Premiership for a couple of years now, and to get the goal, which, to be honest, I didn't know it was going in or not, but thankfully it hit the back of the net. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's great, Ruth, to be back in the Premiership first and foremost. But I think the boys put on a real performance today. I think that they didn't let the occasion get to them. I think we're just delighted to get 3 points and get off and on.
Yeah, it's been a long journey back. For you personally, Graham, who has put so much in, this must be a very special day for you.
Listen, it is a special day, but I think that, I think today with over like 60, 70 volunteers, and I think that we're only as strong as the team we'll have around us. So yeah, I've played my part in it, but it's been a fantastic team effort off the pitch, and I think we've all got our rewards today, so absolutely delighted.
Well done to Bangor. Staying with football, Northern Ireland international Justin Devaney was Crystal Palace's hero in the Community Shield. The 21-year-old came off the bench to score the winning penalty after their game against Liverpool finished 2-2 after normal time. His spot kick ensured Crystal Palace secured the Community Shield for the first time in their history.
Yeah, I mean, I said to myself, I was going fifth, I had confidence. And then just that slow walk, I would just tell myself the full time I was going to score. Knew where I was going, and I mean the execution wasn't bad either, so I'll take it.
Michael O'Neill will have been watching. Ireland's squad has been named for the Women's Rugby World Cup, which starts later this month. The good news is star back row Aoife Wafer and co-captain Adele McMahon have both been included despite injury concerns. Ireland played their final warm-up game against world number 2 side Canada at the weekend. They lost 47-26. in Belfast. And that is all your sport this evening. Bye for now.
The game is heating up. John Mulholland Motors, sponsors of UTV Sport.
Now, our programme looking at how the world of social media has exploded over the last few years and how some of the very famous influencers from right here in Northern Ireland continues this week on UTV and ITVX.
Behind the Screens investigates the secret to social media success.
Whenever I do say I work in social media, it's like, oh.
I'm literally putting pasta in a slow cooker here, and look how many people are watching this video.
Oh, I'm Abigail, by the way.
This is such a big opportunity for Belfast, and it directly relates to my style of content.
I'll never regret this period of my life because I know I'm doing something worthwhile and I know I'm trying to make a change in society.
He didn't suddenly get better at art, he just learned how to present his art in a creative way that engaged people.
Louise joins us in the studio. It's been a bit of a wet start to the day.
But hopefully the week's going to get better, Louise.
The week is going to improve. We have temperatures on the rise tomorrow, highs of possibly 24 or 25 degrees Celsius. Now, we're expecting the peak warmth to happen either tomorrow or Wednesday, and it's because we're in between two pressure systems. We have high pressure to the east, we have low pressure to the west, and we're in between those pressure systems, kind of sandwiched in between, so we're drawing up warmer air from the continent. With the warm days, we also have some warm nights in the forecast, mild and muggy. Not great conditions if you're looking to have a good night's sleep, but on a more positive note, if you can't sleep, we have a Perseid meteor shower happening this week, most likely to peak tomorrow night, expected to peak tomorrow night. We could have up to 150 meteors visible within an hour. So quite spectacular skies coming our way. We do have some decent weather on the way this week, plenty of warmth as we get towards the weekend as high pressure returns. Here's the forecast.
Bringing the warm sunshine outside, inside. UTV weather. Sponsored by the Grande Rona R290 heat pump.
So we have a few warm and muggy days and nights to come over the coming days. Plenty of bright and sunny spells on the way. We do have a few scattered showers pushing through on Thursday, some of which could become quite heavy and thundery, but they should move through relatively quickly with high pressure building in again as we head towards the weekend. At the minute, we have high pressure out to the east of us, low pressure to the west of us. We're drawing up that warmer air from the continent. Over the next couple of days, temperatures expected to peak tomorrow or Wednesday, but then we have that rain pushing through Wednesday night into Thursday. One or two showers this evening. Clear skies will develop overnight. Some mist and fog patches forming along coastal areas as we head towards dawn. Temperatures staying on the mild side, holding up at 14 or 15 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow morning gets off to a mild start. That mist and fog will quickly lift and clear. Bright and sunny spells will develop. Some high-level cloud will filter in through the afternoon, turning some of that sunshine hazy, and we could have one or two showers pushing through. A relatively reasonably dry day, with temperatures reaching highs of 24 or 25 degrees Celsius. Across the rest of Ireland, it's a bright and sunny day. Plenty of dry weather around. One or two scattered, potentially thundery showers. Temperatures reaching highs of 27 degrees Celsius with a light southeasterly breeze. Over the next couple of days, it's not too bad. Plenty of bright and sunny spells through Wednesday. Some rain will push through Wednesday night into Thursday. Once again, those showers could become quite heavy and thundery on Thursday, becoming dry again on Friday with some bright and sunny spells. Temperatures trending down as we head towards the weekend, but still above average for this time of year. That's the very latest. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye for now.
UTV weather, sponsored by the Grande Rona R290 heat pump.
That's you up to date. I'll be back with your late bulletin at 10:30.
The ITV Evening News continues now with Mary Nightingale, but from all of us in the UTV newsroom, have a very good evening.
See you later.